In today's episode, I will give you 9 easy exercises that you can do to develop your clairaudience. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my YouTube channel or my podcast. I'm your host and guide, Will Caminada, and I'm here to help you awaken, heal, and expand your consciousness. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or my podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcast, and follow me on Instagram at GuyWill, where I post exclusive daily content. I have a video about the 7 clairs and a meditation for you to discover which clair is more predominant for you. So if you haven't watched or listened to those, I recommend that you do, either now or after this episode, and I'll put the links in the description and cards in the video. Clairaudience means clear hearing, and it's important to remember that there are 2 types, objective and subjective. Objective is when you hear with your physical ears, and subjective is when you hear in your mind, which is the more common one and the one that I'll focus on here today. You don't need to be clairaudient to be able to communicate with spirit. So just like our physical senses, we may have stronger ones. So you can always develop the one that you feel like is stronger for you. And remember, it's a practice. So like going to the gym, you gotta practice it and be consistent. If you just work out once a month, you won't see the results that you want. So it's the same idea here. So let's get started with the 9 exercises to develop your clairaudience. You don't have to do all of these 9 exercises that I'm sharing. You can pick 1 or 2 or 3. Just notice as I speak which ones resonate most with you. Number 1, practice awareness of ego versus spirit. The number 1 question that I hear is, how do I know if or when it's my own voice or the voice of my higher self or spirit guides or angels? In other words, when it's the voice of the ego versus spirit. And the rule of thumb is this: if it feels loving and brings you comfort, it's the voice of spirit. If it feels judgmental, pushy, or angry, diminishing your worth, it's your ego. And then if you're judging that voice, you're identified with your ego. So the goal is not to get rid of the ego completely, it is to listen to it, and with that awareness, you observe the thought, you may even thank it, and then you can replace it with the opposite thought. For example, if you hear your ego saying something like, stop creating this because nobody cares or nobody will want it, then you listen and say, thank you for wanting to protect me. I will keep going because I care and I want it and I am enough. And this may not feel like it's the voice of spirit at first, but in the long run, in guessing what your spirit guides would tell you, this will feel almost automatic, and then your spirit guides will feel quote unquote welcomed to throw their nudges of inspiration and guidance. Number 2, heighten your auditory perception. This is also a mindfulness practice. Take a moment to relax and sit to meditate. Take a few deep breaths and listen to every little sound around you. Pay attention to the tiniest of sounds, the birds, the cars, the wind, even if you don't find them pleasant. Don't judge them. Then after, focus on the sound of your own breath, your heartbeat, the sounds inside your body. And one thing that helps me heighten my auditory perception is sound healing tools like crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, tuning forks. If you don't have them, you can buy a small one, any size works. And you can also find their sounds on YouTube. It's not exactly the same, but it works just as well. Number 3, listen to music with intention. And this is the one that musicians and singers like myself will love. But it's not just for us. It's a great practice for everyone and really easy to do. All you need is music and a pair of headphones. Play a song and practice focusing on one instrument. Listen to the bass first, or the guitar and the drums. Listen to the qualities of the singer's tone. And if there are vocal harmonies, for example, you can try to identify how many layers of vocals, which are high or low. Just play with it. Just don't get caught up in I'm not a singer vibe. Remember, it's just a fun practice. Number 4, pay attention to people's voices. When you're talking to people or you're in a circle of people talking, or even when you're watching a movie or a YouTube video like this or listening to a podcast, pay attention to people's voices. Notice their pitch. Do they have more of a high-pitched or low-pitched voice? Notice their tone. Is it husky or soft? How do you feel when you listen to that voice? Then later, when you're by yourself, you can close your eyes and try to remember what they sound like. You can pay attention to my voice now and later see if you can remember it. Number 5, imagine sounds. Relax your body and try to imagine a sound. Sound of the ocean, the sound of a train, the sound of the wind. And then later, you can try to imagine the sound of your spirit guide's voice. Is it female or male or neutral? Is it young, old? Is it a high-pitched or a low-pitched voice? You can also try to remember the voice of your deceased loved ones and imagine that they're talking to you. They may be. Number 6, free writing. This exercise may feel a little silly at first, but just keep going, keep writing. You can set a timer, 10 to 15 minutes to start, and just write whatever comes to your mind. You can start writing the silliest of things like, I don't know what to write, but just keep writing and without judging what you're writing or trying to edit and check spelling, that kind of stuff. When you do that, you're accessing your subconscious mind and your spirit guides can start kind of whispering words to you. If you practice this, you will get to a point where you may not even be aware of what you're writing at the moment. And this is called automatic writing, and it's a type of channeling. I recommend this practice if you have a connection with words and if you enjoy reading and writing. Number 7, listen to binaural beats. Speaking of accessing the subconscious mind, a great way to do that is to listen to binaural beats, especially theta waves. To learn more about that, you can check episode 32, 4 ways to go deep into your subconscious mind, and I'll put the cards in the video and the links in the description. Number 8, ask your spirit guides to become more clairaudient. Clear the space, make a little ritual, and just ask, or even better, state with gratitude. Thank you, spirit guides, for opening my channels to hear you. Number 9, breathwork. Breathwork helps you tap into your subconscious mind, release stagnant energy, and guide you into your heart intelligence. Because you become so free of the ego and so connected with your heart, you can hear your higher self and or your spirit guides more clearly. They are able to reach you with more ease. I've personally become way more connected with my higher self and my guides after I discovered the power of breathwork. And this is one of the reasons why I've become a breathwork facilitator, because I want you to have those deep spiritual experiences too. I will put the links in the description to a breathwork and meditation class called Awaken Your Psychic Abilities, and also a link to my one-on-one sessions in case you want to go deeper in that kind of work with me. So these are the 9 exercises to develop your clairaudience. Let me know in the comments which of these you're going to put into practice, and also let me know how it goes. Also, if you think one of your friends may be interested in developing their clairaudience, please share this video with them. In the next episode, I will share 7 exercises to develop your clairvoyance. So subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when the next video is up. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GuyWill. I'm also on the app Inside Timer. You can find me under my name, Will Caminada. As always, keep shining your light, keep your heart open, and let love lead the way. I love you. See you in the next episode.